America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American...
Testing 1 2, testing.
Keep my pride under in victory. Keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, on July 14th, we lost a friend of American Legion Baseball with the passing of Stanford General Manager Chris Sadia at the young age of 39 to cancer. Chris was a family man, fierce competitor, coach, longtime Zone 4 chairman, and past state baseball committee member. We ask for a moment of silence in his memory.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join with us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, it's time again for American Legion Baseball here on SportingNewsCT.com. It's the afternoon game of the the North Super Regional Tournament here from beautiful Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. This afternoon's game has South Windsor, little tongue-tied there, second in Zone 8, pitted against Waterford, who was second in Zone 6. Waterford had the better record, so they get the higher seed. They are the home team for this afternoon's game. Earlier today on Sporting News CT, we saw West Hartford down Avon 7-2, so that means that Avon will play in the 1 o'clock game tomorrow against the loser of this game, and West Hartford will play at the 4 o'clock game tomorrow in the winner's bracket against the winner of this game. For South Windsor, they'll lead it off with Ben Custer, the center fielder. Hunter Pasqualini, the shortstop, will bat second. Tommy Sand, the second baseman, will bat third. Brendan Mabey will play left field and bat in the cleanup spot. Tyler Serra will pitch today, bat fifth. Mickey Howe, the first baseman, bat sixth. Ben Rapp, the catcher, bat seventh. And Robert Williams, the right fielder, will bat eighth. And batting ninth will be the third baseman, Cam Mara. On the mound for Waterford this afternoon is going to be Colin Bakken. Behind the dish, catching the balls and strikes, is going to be Justin Keating. Matt Driscoll down there at first base. Kevin Johnson at second. Mike Rocchetti is at short. At third base, Alex Petchark. In left field is Nick Perazzi. And out there having a catch with his right fielders, Bobby Silva. And out there in right field is Tyler Yomanis. Waterford comes into this game with a 21-5 regular season record. They came in second, as we said. They were behind Willimantic. South Windsor was second in Zone 8 behind Tolland, and South Windsor had a regular season record of 15-6. South Windsor got here by beating New Britain 14-0, then winning 2 out of 3 against Willimantic. They lost the opener 3-2. They won 12-4, and then won the second game 3-2. So they bested Willimantic 2 out of 3. So they get the right to be here in this Northern Super Regional. Waterford beat Winstead 6-1, then beat Tolland 2 out of 3, losing 8-0, then winning 6-1 and 3-1. Well, leading it off here is Ben Custer, the center fielder for South Windsor. It's going to be royal blue versus navy blue today, as Waterford wearing their royal blue shirts, navy blue for South Windsor. First pitch of the game is a strike from Colin Bakken to Justin Keating. And here's the 0-1 pitch from the tall right-hander, and he throws a strike fastball. Good hard one right at the knees, strike 2. And here's the pitch, swinging and a miss, strike 3. 3 straight strikes. And going down rather easily is Ben Custer, the leadoff hitter here for South Windsor. Hunter Pasqualini, the shortstop, will step in from the left-handed batter's box. He has basically a slightly open stance. Curveball is low. 1-0 now to Hunter Pasqualini. And here's the 1-0. That one's blooped out in the left field for a base hit. So Pasqualini is aboard here in the top of the first with 1 out. Got underway a few minutes earlier than the 4 o'clock start. And Tommy Sand, the second baseman, steps in. He's also a left-handed hitter. As you can see, South Windsor in their navy blue shirts, white lettering, and white numbers. Some of the players wearing blue, navy blue stretch socks. That one goes through the wickets of the catcher, goes down to second, so it's going to be a pass ball, allowing Hunter Pasqualini to get to second base. And as you could also see, the Waterford players wearing royal blue shirts, some of them with royal blue stirrups with white stripes, and they got red and white lettering across their chests and red caps with blue beaks. And here's the pitch in there for a strike. That time Bakken had turned and looked at second base and got the runner to take a couple steps back. So Tommy Sand now faces the 0-1 count. And now there's a pick and a throw to second, but nobody's there. And as he lobs it over, and the shortstop gets it. We just started, just underway. Top of the first, no score. Runner on second base, 1 out as the catcher, Justin Keating, goes out to talk to Colin Bakken. Bakken, as you can see, tall right-hander, wears those stirrups as well, with the white sanitary socks underneath, and the red and white stripes circling around the bottom of him. Sands wiggles that wooden bat. All wooden bats here in Connecticut American Legion play, and there's a ball outside, so it's 2-1. Can't even use a composite wood bat, as that's illegal. And now coming set to the stretch is Bakken. Looks at the runner and deals. Curveball, that one's chopped foul. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. To the left-handed hitting Tommy Sand. A lot of these players from the South Windsor team, I recall them, all from the Junior Legion Northeast Regional Championship team a few years back. A lot of the same names picking up all again. There's another throw to second, and they try to get the runner, and they don't. He's getting back with a step and a dive is Pasqualini. Pasqualini got a 1-out single and got to second base with a pass by a passed ball. And here's the pitch, and it misses. The count goes full at 3 balls, 2 strikes now. And a number 3 hitter for South Windsor, Tommy Sand. So we said the winner of this game will play West Hartford tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Curveball, that's a chopper down to second base, and that's fielded by Kevin Johnson over to Matty Driscoll. So they do advance the runner, but important for Waterford as they get the second out. So the runner is now on third base, 90 feet away from scoring, and up comes the cleanup hitter for South Windsor, Brendan Maybe, the left fielder. Maybe he's going to definitely want to get a hit. And here's the pitch. And there's a strike. And you can see all the players from Waterford up on the edge of the dugout, leaning over the cushion on the top of the rail. From the stretch still with 2 outs, here's the pitch. fastball, bloop down the first baseline. It could be trouble, and it is. It's a fair ball. And the run scores as Brendan Mabee comes up with a bloop RBI single. And South Windsor struck her early and lead at 1-0. Second hit of the inning for South Windsor. That one only made it by about 6 inches or so. Up comes Tyler Serra, the pitcher, with Brendan Mabee on first and 2 outs. And the first pitch to Serra is in there for a strike. So the first 3 pitches from Colin Bakken were all strikes, and he got a strikeout, but then Hunter Pasqualini singled, got the second and a pass ball, which looms big now. And there's a strike, so it's 0-2. Tommy Sand grounded to second base, and the bloop single allowed the runner on third to score. And it's 0-2 now to the pitcher, Tyler Serra. Bakken comes, set, deals, and there's a line drive base hit to left field. And that's going to push Brendan Mabee down to second base. Third hit of the inning for South Windsor. So with runners on first and second and 2 outs, up comes Mickey Howe, the big first baseman for South Windsor. Another left-handed batter to third. Then these first 6 batters. Howe with an open stance. Seen a lot of more left-handed batters doing that nowadays, and there's a strike. It's 0-1 now to Mickey. Clouds is still totally covering the field. It's been a muggy day the whole day. Curveball, that one's fouled into the netting, so it's now 0-2 to Howe. 335 down the left field line, I believe, if my eyes don't deceive me. 326 down the right field line. 330 in the right center. We saw one of the, well, right close to right field, but we saw a home run hit here earlier today by the West Hartford first baseman, Joe Celio. Clocked it out of here with a wooden bat. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Mickey Howe goes down swinging, second strikeout of the inning for Bakken. Well, for South Windsor here in the top of the first inning, they get 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors. They leave 2 runners on base. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning. Waterford trails it 1-0.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, welcome back here on SportingNewsCT.com of this American Legion Super Regional Contest between South Windsor and Waterford. Waterford comes into this game scoring a whopping 179 runs against 59 given up in the regular season. South Windsor played some less games, but they got 130 runs this year off against 59 given up. As on the mound now is Tyler Serra. Leading it off for Waterford will be Mike Racchetti, the shortstop. Kevin Johnson, the second baseman, will bat second. Alex Petchark, the third baseman, will bat third. Justin Keating, the catcher, will bat in the cleanup spot. Tyler Yomanis, the right fielder, will bat fifth. Nick Perazzi, the left fielder, will bat sixth. Colin Bakken, the pitcher, will bat seventh. Matty Driscoll, first baseman, will bat eighth. And Bob Silva, the center fielder, will bat ninth. As we said, on the mound, Tyler Serra. Behind the dish is Ben Rapp. Down there at first base, Mickey Howe, Tommy Sand at second. Hunter Pasqualini at second shortstop rather. Cam O'Mara is at third. Ranging out there in the outfield is going to be Brendan Mabee, the left fielder. Ben Custer in center and Robert Williams in right. The first pitch from Serra is down low for ball one. To Mike Racchetti, the shortstop from Waterford. Waterford, their high school team this year, won the Class M state championship rather easily. I think they had the pitcher shut out the other team. think that was Lewis Mills, maybe. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Mike Ricchetti. And there's a ball up high. Well, it's 2 balls, 1 strike now to Mike as he steps back in with those, see those striped stirrups. Hopefully you can see it. It's on a, and there's a fly ball into deep right center, but chasing it is the right fielder. And he's got it. It wasn't as deep as I thought it was originally. And it comes back to the right fielder. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Brings up Kevin Johnson, the second baseman. Kevin steps up wearing the red helmet, different than the rest of the guys, all wearing blue. Tyler Serra, the right-hander for South Windsor. From the first base side of the rubber, he throws the first pitch strike. The view you're seeing on the monitor today is a GoPro camera, which we're trying on to see if we can give you somewhat of a video look. And there's a curveball, ground ball between first and second. Backhanded by the first baseman, Mickey Howe, tossed over to Serra, covering the bag, and for the second out. So score that one 3-1 if you like to do that kind of thing. As Don Boyle has the call of the game over at Palmer Field in Middletown, Connecticut. That game between Cheshire and Trumbull. Stanford defeated Greenwich 5-2, I believe, in the first game. And there's a curveball. It's down low. So it's 1-0. And there's the ball down low, 2-0. Stanford, the team with the longest road to get to this regional tournament. They beat Oxford 7-3 in the sectionals, then defeated Orange 11-3 at Orange. There's a line drive, base hit down the left field line. That could be 2. Rounding first and heading for second. And now here he goes. Here's the throw. It'll be a long one. It's cut off. So Alex Petchark rips a double down the left field line. And Waterford now has a runner in scoring position. It brings up the catcher, Justin Keating. Well, the left fielder, Brendan Mabey, got to it in a hurry as that ball rolled down near the third base bullpen. This would be the Waterford's bullpen. They came up with it, but flying out of the batter's box was Petchark. So Keating steps in from the right side, wiggling those red and white batting gloves in his hands. Here's the pitch. It's a curve, and it misses. A sidearm curve by Serra, more like a slider, I guess. Hard to get that fingers on top of the ball all the way around when you're throwing sidearm. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball in there for strike 1. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Keating. The big catcher from Waterford High School. And here's the 1-1 delivery. Another curve. This one spins up and in for a ball. So it's 2-1. And the 2-1 delivery is a fastball. It's popped up high up in the air. And the shortstop, Ricchetti, calls for it and catches it behind the second base bag. Well, Waterford threatened here in the bottom of the first inning, but they come up empty. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We'll be right back. The top of the second inning, South Windsor leads it by a score of 1-0.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more.
Overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was overseas.
We're right back here at Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. We're at the Northern Super Regional Tournament. The 4 teams in this Super Regionals, this section of the Super Regionals across Connecticut. We have Avon, West Hartford, Waterford, and South Windsor. Over at Bill Pomfret Stadium in Middletown, Connecticut is Cheshire, Trumbull, Greenwich, and Stamford. Trumbull, Greenwich, and Stamford all from the same zone, Zone 4 in Connecticut. Cheshire, the winners of their respective zone. There was only 3 zone winners who made it to the final 8 here in this double elimination tournament. And the first batter up, check swing, that's Ben Rapp, the catcher, and he fouls it off for strike 1. And then the winner of the North Regional and the winner of the South Regional will then have a 3-game playoff to determine the state champion in Connecticut. As there's the ball, so it's 1-1. Both the state champion and runner-up will go to the Northeast Regional Tournament in Massachusetts, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. They're playing at Holy Cross College's field. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. So it's 2-2 now to Ben Rapp. And here's the windup and the pitch. And it's outside. Trying to throw a sidearm slider there. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to the leadoff hitter here from South Windsor in the top of the 2nd inning. And there's a foul ball right back into the netting below us here. Hope you're enjoying this GoPro view. I know there are tiny guys out there, but Don Boyle with the sophisticated camera over there at Palmer Field. And there's ball 4, so Ben Rapp is aboard. First walk of the game for the starter Colin Bakken. And let's see what kind of strategy South Windsor employs, whether they're going to try to bunt runners around or whether they just let them go. That's the first time they got the leadoff batter on. Robbie Williams, the right fielder, steps in. Not a very big lead over there at first by Rapp. And here's the first pitch. He shows bunt, and he pulls it back, but it's a strike. And Coach Craig Zimmerman down there at third base gives a number of signs. Bakken looks over to first base. Rapp has a very short lead. Now no show of bunt, and takes ball 1 down. As Williams steps back in, Bakken comes set, glove right around chest high, and he deals. There's a strike. There's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Robbie Williams. Showed bunt at the first pitch, pulled the bat back on a strike, and 1 ball, 2 strikes, curveball back to the pitcher. Bakken gets it for 1 over to Rocky, over to first, and it's a pretty 1-6-3 double play. That's Bakken to Rocchetti over to Driscoll. Well, with 2 outs now, that brings up Cam O'Mara, the third baseman for South Windsor. This South Windsor team plays their games at Rotary Field in South Windsor, a nice place to go to if you ever want to watch a baseball game. We did the Northeast Regional Tournament of the Junior American Legion a couple of years back there. They sponsored it and won it. Bakken's first pitch is a ball to O'Mara, and here's the 1-0, and it's in there for strike. Whoop, down low, 2-0. Looked like it was over the plate, but low. Bakken winds up and deals, and that one's inside for ball 3. 3-0 to the number 9 hitter, somebody you don't want to walk with 2 outs. As Bakken removes his cap, puts it back on, and now he winds and deals. There's the strike. As Don Boyle would call it, the automatic strike. He thinks they should just simply call it 3-1. And there's a foul ball off over the netting above the first base dugout. And we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to the 9 hitter Cam O'Mara. And both teams up on the edge of their dugouts, leaning over onto the cushions on the netting there, the fence. And there's a foul ball again as Mara stays alive. South Windsor, as we said, head coach is Craig Zimmerman. He's assisted by Ryan Anderson, Doug Louie, Rich Mabey, John Sand. Mark Senni is the program instructor as their strike 3 called. Third strikeout of the game for Colin Bakken, and that'll do it here in the top of the 2nd for South Windsor. No runs, no hits, no errors, but they do leave a runner on base. That's their third of the afternoon. We'll be back with the bottom of the second inning. South Windsor still leading this game by a score of 1-0.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Well, leading it off here in the bottom of the second inning for Waterford is Tyler Yeomanis. And he takes ball one down low over there at Bill Pomfret Stadium at Palmer Field in Middletown. There's still no score between Cheshire and Trumbull. Trumbull batting in the top of the second inning. Tyler Serra's 2-0 delivery is in there for a strike. And not to forget the coaches from Waterford. That's Joe Mariani's their head coach. As there's a fly ball into shallow right field. Coming on to get it is Robert Williams. Makes the one-handed catch for out number one here in the second inning. And he is assisted by Michael Bono, Aaron Russell, Norm Tanucci, and Harold Hansen is the general manager of Waterford American Legion. South Windsor is not a post-sponsored team. And first pitch in there for a strike to Nick Perazzi, the left fielder, steps up. As a tall right-hander with those white batting gloves, gets ready to hit. And there's a curveball. It's in there for strike two. 0-2 now as Serra deals. Sidearm curve. This one's flied out into right field. And coming on it again is Robert Williams, and he makes the second catch. So he's got his third catch of the day here for South Windsor. Up comes Colin Bakken, the Waterford pitcher, for the first time here this afternoon. Well, the field's in beautiful shape here. As you can probably see on our monitor. Both the infield and the outfield is well manicured. Here's the first pitch, is outside to Colin Bakken. And the windup and the pitch, fastball inside, so it's 1-1. And there's the ball in the dirt. It's 3-0 now to Colin Bakken. And there's a strike. 3-1. Home plate umpire today, Joe Bellino. And down there at first base, that's Dave Bendis. He was the home plate umpire in the last game. There's ball 4. Nearly hit Bakken. And umpiring down at third base is Len Petit. He was there in the first game. Matty Driscoll steps in now, the first baseman. Big, strong-looking young man. From the left-handed side, first pitch to Matt is down low for a ball. So Bakken on first base now. As he straddles off first, only has a 2.5, maybe 3-step lead now. And the pitch, low, 2-0. Sarah comes set, kicks high, and deals 3-0. On deck is Bobby Silva, the center fielder for Waterford. And here's the 3-0 pitch. It's right in there for strike one. Seems like the pitchers do that all the time. 3-0, then it's 3-1. As Don Boyle would call it, the automatic strike. Time is called as Sarah steps back in. He's working from the first base side of the rubber. And here's the 3-1. That misses. 2 walks in a row now from Sarah to put a runner in scoring position. And that's going to bring out one of the coaches from South Windsor, the pitching coach Ryan Anderson. As he trots out to talk to Tyler Sarah, meets up with Ben Rapp at the mound. So 2 walks in a row. You'd think Bobby Silva would stand there and take the first pitch, see what he does. Waterford came all the way up from, that's got to be a long trek from Waterford here to Muzzy Field in Bristol. And we're back playing again. Silva looks at the first pitch and takes ball 1. It's 1-0 to Silva now. It's Tyler Sarah trying to get his control back. And here's the 1-0. That one's low. It's 2-0. Now the pressure seems to build on him as the Waterford bench senses that he's having trouble, and they're whooping it up. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And taking it all the way is the batter, and there's strike one. Runners on first and second, that's Bakken and Driscoll. And here's the pitch, ball 3. So it's 3-1. So Sarah in danger of walking 3 batters in a row. Bakken comes set. Here's the 3-1 delivery. There's a strike, so it's 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners will be going. Play will have to be at first base, you would think, unless it's hit right at the third baseman. A base hit could mean 2 runs if it's in a gap. Here's the payoff, and it's ball 4. That one's low. So Sarah has walked the bases loaded, and there's still 2 outs. And up comes the leadoff hitter, Mike Racchetti, who flied to right his first time up. Sarah now going from the windup. Maybe that'll give him some help. First pitch is low for ball 1. The motorcycle whizzes by on Muzzy Street behind us. And the windup and the 1-0 is in there for a strike. That one just hit the outside part of the plate. There's 1 ball, 1 strike now. Leadoff hitter Mike Racchetti. 1-0 South Windsor here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike 2. Sarah now is ahead 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The bases remain loaded. That's Bakken, Driscoll, and Silva on the bases. And here's the windup. It's up high, so it's 2-2. The scoreboard is filled with 2s now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And we're in the second inning. And Racchetti is number 2. Swing, and there's a foul ball. Wonder how many times that's happened to him this year. Racchetti steps back in, and it's still 2-2. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's ground ball towards third, and the third baseman bobbles it, picks it up with his glove, and steps on the bag to end the threat. So call that one a 5 unassisted. For Waterford, in the bottom of the second, they come up empty. No runs, no hits, no errors. They leave 3 runners on base. That's their second, third, and fourth runners left on base here this afternoon. We'll be right back at the top of the third. After this, South Windsor still leads it 1-0 over Waterford.
The American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
About the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Moving on to the top of the third inning, and up batting now for South Windsor is Ben Custard, the leadoff hitter, struck out his first time up. And there's a ground ball up the middle. That's going to be a tough one. The shortstop snags it, though, fires it to first, and makes the play. Pretty play by shortstop Mike Racchetti, as that one looked like it had base hit written all over it. But he makes the play over the second base bag for the out. The good ones will do it, and Racchetti is certainly a good one. Hunter Pasqualini steps in now. Hunter scored the only run of the game so far as he singled in the first inning, got the second on a pass ball, got the third on a ground ball as he hits that one to the left fielder, and left fielder playing shallow, so the slap out to left field doesn't do him any good. Score that one an L7 soft, and there's 2 outs here in the third inning. Tommy Sand comes up now. Tommy grounded out to second his first time up. He's the one that moved Pasqualini over to third, and Sarah knocked him in. I mean, maybe knocked him in with a base hit bloop. It's 1-0 now. I'm sorry, it's 0-1 to Tommy Sand, the second baseman, for South Windsor. And there's strike 2. The Waterford team ended up playing the only game in the state on Friday, I believe, because they knocked off Tolland, or that was Thursday, perhaps, as they had to play their 3 games, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I believe. And here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Racchetti gets it, fires this one in the dirt, a bobbled scoop, they're going to call him safe. So that's going to be an error on the shortstop. The throw was in the dirt. So South Windsor has a runner aboard now. First error of the afternoon for Waterford. And I guess I jinxed Racchetti by calling him that good. As that throw, first baseman Driscoll tried to backhand it, just fell out of the glove. So up comes Brendan Mabey, who got a bloop single down the right field line. He got the only RBI of the game, and he takes ball 1. And here's the second pitch to Maybe. There's a out into right center. This could be extras. Rounding second, heading towards third. They're going to wave him home. Here comes Tommy Sand. The second baseman bobbled the cut, and he's going to score. So a double and an RBI, the second RBI of the game. So with 2 outs, Tommy Sand rounds third and comes home for the second run of the game for South Windsor as they take a 2-0 lead. And that brings up the pitcher, Tommy Serra, now with Maybe on second base. Well, it started with a ground ball to short, 1 out, L7 for 2, and then an error results in a run. Serra takes ball 1 inside. He got a single his last time up. Bakken checks the runner at second base. Now he delivers a slide step curve, and that one's popped up in foul ground. That's going to be a tough one as it floats out of play and hits the netting on the outside part of the South Windsor dugout. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike now. One ball, 1 strike now. And they throw to second, and the sweeping tag is not enough. It's not soon enough, so runner remains at second base. And there's the ball on those. So that run was actually unearned, as that error would have been the 3rd out. And then Brendan Maybe gets the double to right center and an RBI. There's a pop-up in the infield. Calling for it is Bakken, and he makes the catch to end the inning. But for South Windsor here in the top of the 3rd inning, they get 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and they leave 1 runner on base. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd inning. South Windsor ahead by the score now of 2-0.
I was overseas. The American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Well, leading it off for Waterford here in the bottom of the 3rd as they try to inch back in it. They trail 2-0. Kevin Johnson will lead it off. He hit a ground ball to first, his first time up. He takes a ball to lead it off here. Over there at Bill Pomfret Stadium, the score is still 0-0, and they're playing in the top of the 3rd. There's a high fly, curving foul on the right field line. That's out of play. And they'll retrieve that baseball and get it back in. And Tyler Serra on the mound. He walked the bases loaded last inning but escaped it without giving up a run. Luckily, it all happened when there was 2 outs. And there's a strike, so it's 1-2 now to Kevin Johnson, the second baseman. As he steps out of the box, now steps back in. And the windup and the pitch curveball, that one a sidearm type of jobber, and it's 2-2. The winner of this game will go on to play tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock against West Hartford. The loser will play in the 1 o'clock game against Avon. And after tomorrow, only one of the 4 teams will have been eliminated. There's ball 3 now. That sidearm curve, he just doesn't seem to be able to get it going. That slide. There's a fly ball in the center field. Going out there to get it is Ben Custer, and he makes the one-handed grab for the first out of the inning. Big ballpark here, and with a wooden bat, it's awfully difficult to hit that ball deep here, although we did see a home run today, as was Joe Celio, the left-handed batter of West Hartford, clocked one out of here. Oh, about 350 feet or so. And Alex Petchark, who doubled down the left field line his first time up, takes strike 1. And here's Serra, the righty, throws a curve. This one breaks well, slides right in there. And here's the 0-2. Time is called, and he throws it to the backstop. Well, that was a high fastball. He threw it to the backstop. His time was called late. Serra just winged it to the backstop. Oof. Dangerous scenario. Petchark now. Here's the 0-2. Curveball. There's a chopper back to Serra. He takes it, runs towards first, underhands it for the second out of the inning. Scored that one 1-3. It was after that 0-2 ball that he threw that would have nailed the Bull Durham Bull that had been here. Just a little high. Muzzy Field, the home of the Bristol Blues in the NECBL. And strike one now to Justin Keating, who popped to short his first time up. And here's a curve, swing and a miss. And that time, Keating swung in front of it. He just wasn't able to wait on that pitch enough. So it's 0-2 now to Keating. And hard fastball, but it's too much of the plate. And there's a base hit to left field on an 0-2 pitch. His second hit of the day for Waterford now. As with no balls, 2 strikes, I'm sure that Serra wanted that one back. So with 2 outs, up comes Tyler Yeomanis. And see if Waterford tries to get the run again. There's a hard one ripped right at the third baseman. He can't handle it. And that's probably going to be called a base hit. That was ripped at the third baseman. Hardest hit ball of the afternoon. And just like that, there's runners at first and second. With 2 outs, Nick Perazzi comes up. He flied to right the last inning. First pitch is in there for a strike. So Serra throwing a lot of strikes, but Waterford swinging the bats. His last inning started out the same way. 2 outs, nobody on. And now it's a swing and a tip, so it's 0-2 now. So Serra probably going to be more careful this time at 0-2. Rather than give up base hits. And here's the pitch. Curveball, that one just misses outside. Nice teaser pitch by Serra. Perazzi doesn't jump at it, so it's 1-2. And Serra, another curve swing and a miss. First strikeout of the afternoon for Tyler Serra, but it's an important one. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base for Waterford. So that's their 5th and 6th runners left on base here in the afternoon. So after 3 full innings from Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut, the score is South Windsor 2, Waterford 0. We'll be right back with more American Legion baseball action here on Sporting News CT after these messages.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, back here in the top of the 4th inning, looks like we might have some changes here. As we'll see if we can get those and pass them along as soon as we know them. Well, Mickey Howe will step in to bat for South Windsor. Mickey struck out his first time up. And the first pitch from the starting pitcher, Bakken, that's Colin Bakken, is in there for a strike. Bakken has given up 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. One of the runs was unearned. And there's a ground ball foul towards the South Windsor dugout. So it's 0-2 now. And you got some bullpen action down there. As the pitcher, Sarah's up to 55 pitches so far. Thank you, official scorer Dave Greenleaf. And on the mound still, Colin Bakken with a 1-2 pitch to Mickey Howe is fouled left side into the netting, and it bounces back into the Waterford dugout. Howe with that open stance. Next pitch is chopped towards the middle. Rocchetti gets it on the run and throws over to first for the first out of the inning. 3rd assist of the day for the shortstop Mike Rocchetti.
Catcher number 14,
Ben Rapp, the South Windsor catcher. One thing about those white pants is when you start sliding around, they get dirty looking pretty quick. And here's the first pitch to Rapp. It's a curveball. Nice sidearm throw there. Strike 1. And looks like they're working him inside. Here's the pitch. Whoa! Behind the batter all the way to the backstop. They're working him inside all right. Just a little bit inside. Nearly skinned the back of Rapp. It's now 1-1. And the 1-1 is outside. There's a strike. So it's 1-2 now. To the backstop to strike 2. And here's the pitch. Curveball, strike 3 as he swung after that one. Looks like Ben Rapp just wanted to get out of there as he chased that curveball. So it's 4th strikeout of the day for Colin Bakken. And up comes Robert Williams, who hit into a 1-6-3 double play his first time up. And Rob steps in, takes the first pitch curve. It misses low. More like a sidearm curve from Bakken. How devastating would he be if he worked the right side of the rubber? And here's the pitch. Another sidearmer. This one misses. It's 2-0 now with 2 outs. As time is called, as Bakken just walks back of the rubber and wipes his face on his shirt. And here's the 2-0. It's in there for a strike. 2-1. The GoPro image of our little GoPro camera set up on a little stand right to my left. Here's a curve. That one's in the dirt, so it's 3-1 rather. As time is called, first baseman wants to talk to Bakken. I wonder what he's telling him. Either he saved a lot on car insurance or there's no reason. Maybe he told him something about the hitter. Who knows? And here's the 3-1 pitch from Colin Bakken. There's a ground ball to third. Takes a bad hop. Blocking gets the third baseman, Petra. Long throw to first. They won't get him. They're going to call that one an E5. They're going to say he should have had a second error of the day. It looked like the third baseman that time, Petrarch, boxed it, but just couldn't recover quick enough. So with 2 outs, South Windsor has a runner on base. And the last time that happened with 2 outs, South Windsor scored when Brandon Mabey got a big 2-out double. And there's a foul ball on the first pitch. And the ball makes its way down to Barnes Street, rolls under a vehicle. And rolls all the way down there, down the road. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And there's a bloop single to center field. Is Cam O'Mara, after he struck out the first time, this one he's got a bloop single to center field. And now South Windsor has runners at first and second with 2 outs. fifth hit of the day for South Windsor. That brings up the top of the order in Ben Custer. He struck out and grounded to short. And the first pitch is a rocket, but right at the right fielder. And he catches it, does Custer. And that's the third out of the inning. So for South Windsor, they had no runs, 1 hit. There was an error, and they left 2 runners on base. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th inning. The score remains South Windsor 2 and Waterford 0.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
I was overseas. The American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, well, the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, first 2 pitches to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Waterford. That's Colin Bakken, the pitcher, have been balls. So now it's 2-0 to Bakken. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike, so it's 2-1. Tyler Serra still on the mound for South Windsor. That one gets away from the catcher to the backstop. So it's 2-2 now. Or 3-1 rather. Sorry about that. Serra has already walked 3 batters in this game so far, all in the 2nd inning. He escaped that one, because they all happened with 2 outs, and he got a ground ball to third to end it. Fastball, this one's hit foul down the left field line. Here's the site director, Chuck Berry, comes to visit me. How you doing, Chuck? One of the nicest guys you want to meet. He never lets me forget the fact that at one time I forgot his first name. I deserve it. Here's Serra's pitch, and it's popped up. And the catcher, Rapp, has room, and he makes the catch. Put on a headset. No? Well, I was going to have you come in and chime in a little bit with me. And it's the site director here, Chuck Berry. And Chuck, I tell you, how many years have you been doing this?
Oh, too many to count.
Too many to count, so he won't count?
No.
Yeah, it's today. You got, I guess, Dave Greenleaf here is the official scorer plus the state commander, right? So, I mean, state baseball director, right?
He manages both 2 of our largest programs.
Really?
He's also the director of Boys State, too.
The Boys State. Well, that's an unbelievable program for young men in Connecticut. There's also Girls State, isn't there, in American League?
Girls State also, yep.
Yeah. Yes, that's a really good one. Now they're checking the catcher, just looking, I guess, checking his equipment or something.
Yeah, he got hit by a foul ball.
Yeah, he would have foul ball, so it's 0-1. Off the mask. I know they had that new mask that I bought for my team this year, Chuck. They have a E3. It's a company out of Derby, which makes a shock-absorbing face mask, so you don't have to have those kinds of concussions. But
that's pretty good.
So now I saw you down there on the field. What were you on the field for before?
Giving water umpire to
the water. Water. Oh, that's
need
good.
Water.
Well, then you're doing a big service down there, giving them some. So you could sort of deprive them of water if you think it's a bad call, right?
That's right. if they anger me, they don't get water.
They don't get water. It's 1 ball, 1 strike now to the lefty Matt Driscoll as he hits it down the right field line, foul. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. We're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 2-0 South Windsor in this northern sectional.
We've had 2 great games today.
Yeah, so far, yeah. That West Hartford team's kind of a surprise to me as they knocked off RCP in the regionals.
They beat RCP 2 out of 3, which is very shocking.
Yeah.
I was talking to their coach, and he thinks they're a year ahead of schedule.
Really?
Yeah, they got a lot of sophomores or juniors this year.
Wow. And there's ball 3 now. That one's outside, so it's 3. Whereas 3-2 now, I believe, to the batter. Wow, so that means West Hartford's going to be a force to reckon with even for next year. Well, he hopes, yeah.
He
to
hopes.
Get everybody back.
Yeah.
And there's another walk issued by Tyler Serra. That's his 4th in the game so far, so runners on first now with 1 out.
Keep him healthy, too.
Yeah, that's true. And also getting them to stay with the program. Sometimes they decide to, not play at all. Some kids are after their senior year. They tend to get that senioritis a little bit, and they want to relax in the summer or something.
Yeah, it's a long high school season, and
on
top of that comes Legion ball.
Yeah. But, if you want to stay fresh and you want to have the college coaches recognize you, you got to keep playing Legion ball. I mean, it's really the best amateur baseball for kids that are in high school or just in freshmen in college.
We think so.
Yeah. And so do I. So there's a fastball in there, strike. So it's now 1-1 to the lefty. So who's going to do the final 3? Who's going to be the chairman of that one or the director of that one, the site director? Is it going to be you?
I'm not sure. Dave is pointing to me.
He's pointing to you. There's a 1-6. There's a 6-3, 6 unassisted to 3 double play, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Waterford comes up empty, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 4 full innings, and we'll keep it here. We won't switch it over to a commercial. And I tell you, as I look out onto the field, they've done a good job here in Bristol.
They've done a great job.
Yeah. It's one of the best, if not that and Palmer, the 2 best amateur ballparks in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, that's why I love playing here. We appreciate the town, the cities, and the towns that provide the fields for us.
So in the final 3 game, the tournament between the 2 sectional winners, so you're going to be one of the directors there then too?
Looks like it.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave's going to be the official scorer again. Now, is that going to be at Palmer or here at Bristol?
Palmer. It'll be at Palmer Field. They got the long section.
Oh, okay.
And Paul Iverson will be heading to the regional. He's got a job as a regional head this year.
Wow.
So
wow.
He's over at Palmer now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, the regional in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. So we'll have 2 Connecticut. North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Wow. So he's going to be a director out that way.
Yeah.
Who'd want to go to North Dakota?
Paul does.
Paul does.
Yeah, it's a step up. It really is. It's a big plus for the state.
Well, I'm sure it is. Yeah, when we have a director of a regional out here.
He has more say at national.
Yeah.
They listen to him a little bit more.
And that's good. But a lot of volunteers go into this. I mean, into a production like this, any of these tournaments, it's an incredible number of volunteers the American Legion has.
You have to have the volunteers.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go. I mean, every program that the Legion does, you need the volunteers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always enamored by the American Legion program itself because not just the baseball program, but the fact that, you look at so many nonprofits today, and they all have chairmen of the boards who are making millions of dollars, and the guys that are running the Legion don't make a dime.
Not a dime.
Yeah.
It's all volunteer.
Yeah, all volunteer, which is incredible when you think about it. Well, South Windsor's here in the top of the 5th inning, and they're leading it off with Hunter Pasqualini, and he takes strike 1. Yeah, it is pretty incredible to me that they do everything. And then my understanding is they're the only program that pays for everything to nationals to Shelby, right?
Yes. Yeah, the Legion with our membership dues pays for a lot of the administration of everything, all of our programs. So like Paul is collecting for Operation Comfort Wear, which is a Legion program. All that money will go directly to the Warriors. None of that goes to administration of the Legion at all.
Okay, wow.
The Legion pays for all the administration costs.
Wow. There's a ground ball back to the mound. Bakken has it, and he'll get Pasqualini out. We'll score that one 1-3. So there's 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Yeah, some of those programs, I just find it amazing how they're able to keep them going. especially that Wounded Warrior program and so on.
Operation Comfort Warriors.
Comfort?
Comfort Warriors.
Yeah. I know Wounded Warrior is another one that the Legion has.
That's a Legion program.
Oh, that's not a Legion program.
That's one of those programs where the CEO is making millions of dollars.
Well, whoops. Well, it's not a volunteer one. So out there, donate to the American Legion, right?
That's right.
Right. So although I'm sure that the other program has a lot of benefit as well.
They do.
Yeah.
Anybody that helps veterans is a good program.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. And there's a pitch down low. Little unknown fact, though, Chuck, is I am the son of a totally disabled American veteran.
Are you really?
Yeah, from the World War II.
Oh. You should be a member of the Sons of the American
Sons of American Legion. That's what I have to join.
Yeah.
2 balls, 1 strike now to Tommy Sand from the left side, and he fouls it off. Tommy grounded to second his first time up, got out on an error, and scored a run. In that 3rd inning where he got on with 2 outs and a big double by Maybe, he was on deck. As Sand now is trying to get on again. No, but it's a lot of incredible programs, and they're just in awe how cooperative all the different branches of the military service are within the program, you know?
Yeah, we don't, we tease each other, but we don't.
Yeah,
against
yeah.
each other.
So it sounds like a programmer also has its social aspects as well, I would imagine.
We even accept the Coast Guard.
You even accept the Coast Guard? Yeah, you don't discriminate against them. There's a fly ball to left field, and the left fielder gets it, and that's Nicky Perazzi, and he gets that one. And no discrimination against them, you know.
I say that because our national American director, who's from Connecticut, is a Coast Guard.
Is a Coast Guard guy, okay.
I tease him all the time.
Well, and one of the players in the last game is going on to West Point, right? The pitcher, Luke Fox. Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually at Boise State, and he was in my town.
Oh,
This past June.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's the first pitch to the right-hander, Brendan Maybe, gets low, and home plate umpire Joe Bellino walks out to give the new ball to the pitcher. Probably has a few choice words for him. I don't know what it is, but.
With Boise State, when he was at Boise State, I introduced him to Richard Blumenthal.
Oh,
He needed
okay.
a congressional appointment.
Right, you need a congressional guy. Yeah, somebody to recommend you, right? Yeah.
Blumenthal is very, very impressed with anybody who goes to Boise State.
Yeah. And Luke was from Northwest Catholic High School, and there's a fastball in there for a strike, so it's 0-2 now to Mabry.
He pitched a good game.
Yeah?
He pitched a good game earlier today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And there's a foul ball over our head onto Muzzy Street. One thing I have to say, though, is I do miss the restaurant behind here. Between games, you could run over and grab a couple of slices and come running back or something.
It's now a parking lot.
Now a parking lot. Well, that's another benefit, though. You really needed it. There's the ball outside, so it's 2-2.
And the town's put a lot of money in this ballpark the last couple of
Yeah,
years.
especially this really nice press box.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a ground ball to short. And bobbled by Rocchetti, and he can't make the play. And you could see it in Bakken. He has a little bit of body English that he was disappointed in that one. Because that's an E6. That's the 3rd error of the game for Waterford, 2nd one of the shortstop. And it's going to bring up Tyler Serra with 2 outs. Well, it's going to add up the pitches, if anything, here. Even it should South Windsor not score. There's a line drive, hooking down the left field line. Diving's the left fielder. He's not going to get it. This could score a run. Rounding second base is Maybe. They're giving him the wheel. Now he's got to score before they tag the runner out at 3rd, and they do. And lucky they did, because that runner was tagged out at 3rd base. So that was a double down the left field line, and Maybe scores. And the runner, the original batter, Sarah, is out at 3rd base trying to stretch it into a triple for the 3rd out, but the run counts. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. Nobody left on base. But after 4.5 innings, then going to the bottom of the 5th, rather, and South Windsor now leads it by the score of 3-0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th after this.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American
All right, back here at Muzzy Field, and many thanks to Chuck Berry for stopping by here to talk about American Legion and the programs that the worthy programs that they accomplish throughout the United States. And what a wonderful program. That's why I like to be involved with American Legion baseball so much. All right, well, we're going on now to the bottom of the fifth. South Windsor has taken a 3-0 lead now, and that all happened again with 2 outs and an error, which is the same thing that happened back in the 3rd inning. Tyler Serra is still on the mound. He tried to stretch that double into a triple, so his uniform is really dirtied up. So he's on the mound now in the 5th. There was a pitcher an inning ago warming up because Serra was having some control problems. He has walked 4 throughout this game, and Waterford will try to get back in it as they have the top of the order here in the bottom of the 5th. So for South Windsor so far, they got 3 runs on 6 hits. They've committed no errors. They've left 6 runners on base. For Waterford, they got no runs, 5 hits, and they've committed 3 errors, 2 of them costly for a run. 2 of those runs so far were unearned against Colin Bakken. The first one was earned. Well, leading it off here, as we said, is Mike Ricchetti. Ricchetti has flied to right and grounded out to 3rd. In this second half of the doubleheader today here at the American Legion Baseball on SportingNewsCT.com. First pitch to Ricchetti is a strike. And stepping back upon the pitching plate, as they call it, is Tyler Serra. And he deals curveball, this one in there for strike 2. Serra's only given up 3 hits. He has walked 4, struck out only 1. But the more important stat up on the board is the 4-0 standing there so far on the Waterford side of the scoreboard. It's now a ball in the dirt, so it's 1-2. There is some activity, in that South Windsor bullpen down the right field line. Little soft touch throwing going on. There's strike 3 called, and the batter's tried to tuck his elbow in almost over home plate. And he watches that curveball go over the plate, and the second strikeout of the game for Serra. Gets 1 out now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kevin Johnson steps in. And there's the strike. Over there in Bill Pomfret Stadium, the score is now Cheshire 1-0, and they're starting the top of the 5th. There hits the batter. So the first hit batter of the game, and it's a free pass now to Kevin Johnson, and up comes the 3-hitter, Alex Petchark, who doubled down the left field line his first time up and grounded back to the pitcher. And the first pitch to Petchark is in there for a strike. And there's a high fly into left field. Running in to get it is the left fielder, and he makes the one-handed catch, does Brendan Mabey. Score down an F7. There's 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Justin Keating steps up. Justin singled his last time up on an 0-2 pitch. And here's the first pitch. The runner goes, and they're swinging a miss. Down to second, and they don't get him. That's a stolen base by Kevin Johnson. And it's a first pitch strike, though, to Justin Keating, who popped a short and got a base hit to left field his last time up is Waterford, trying to bang out a run here. The runner fakes going. Curveball flied out into right field as Keating reached out and barred his arm, lofted it out to the right fielder for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on base for Waterford. That's their 7th. We completed 5 full innings here from Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut, with the score South Windsor 3 and Waterford 0.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Well, leading it off here in the top of the 6th inning for South Windsor's Tyler Yeomanis. He flied to right and singled so far here this afternoon. It's 3-0, top of the 5th. 6th, rather, sorry about that. 6th inning. With South Windsor just picking up an extra run in the 5th. And there's a foul ball into the netting, so it's 1-2. Or 1-1, says the scoreboard. Over there in Bill Promford Stadium, it's still 1-0 Cheshire. Trumbull threatening, top of 5th with a runner on 2nd and 1 out. And leadoff hitter Dustin Segura at the plate. Here, Colin Bakken still on the mound for Waterford. He throws that curve. That one's fouled into the netting. It looks like Tyler Yeomanis. I'm sorry, that's not Yeomanis up there. Check that. It's Mickey Howe. So we flip the scorebook over. Mickey Howe has struck out and grounded out to short. And there's the pitch. There's a ground ball to the first baseman in the hole between 1st and 2nd. He gets it, underhands it high to Bakken, and he makes the catch. So that one goes 3-1 for the first out here in the top of the 6th inning. Well, as we said before, the winner of this game will play in the afternoon game tomorrow against West Hartford, who won this afternoon in the 1 o'clock game. They won 7-2 over Avon. And the loser of this game will play Avon at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in this double elimination super regional tournament. First pitch to Ben Rapp, who steps in, is a strike. Pretty curveball by Bakken. Second pitch is a fastball. It's low. It's 1-1. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for South Windsor so far. And curve, there's a chopper to short. Ricchetti gets a high bounce, and it goes over his head. It looks like it was going to be routine, but then it hit the varmint Kong or whatever it hit down there. Knocked that one over his head into the left field for a base hit. And that's going to be the 7th hit of the day for South Windsor. And with 1 out, that brings up Robert Williams, who got on base his last time up on an error and then hit into a 1-6-3 double play. And there's the ball. Gets away from the catcher. And that one looked like it might have hit the dirt, though. I don't know. See how they rule. No. I thought it was a wild pitch. So he hit the dirt, so. So the runner's on second base now with 1 out. So South Windsor, I had Trumbull on my mind. They trail 1-0 over there at Bill Promford Stadium. Williams now will try to knock him in. It's 1-0 now to Williams. And the second pitch to him is a strike. Fastball on the inside part of the plate low. And Bakken looks in for the sign. Now he comes set, and he looks the runner at second and deals. Fastball, swing and a miss. A late decision that time by Williams to chase that pitch. And he just swings right through it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to the right-handed hitting Robert Williams. And here's the pitch. Curveball. That one just missed low, so it's 2-2. Some of the Waterford fans thought it was strike 3. Here's a throw to second, not in time. If you're an umpire, you would wish you could have like a volume control on your ears and turn it off whenever you want. Some of them have rabbit ears sometimes, they call them. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Robert Williams. Fastball in there, strike 3. You just watched that one go by. 5th strikeout of the day for Colin Bakken. Good fastball that time. Had Williams just looking. Like they say in a store, when you go look for a product, you're just looking. So with 2 outs now, and the runner's on second is Ben Rapp still. Cam O'Mara got a bloop single to center field his last time up. Comes up for the 3rd time. He struck out looking his first time up. Curveball, he gets a strike. There's a big gap there between first and second base as the second baseman is bird dogging the runner at second. And now he scoots back to his position, and there's a slice down the right field line. So it's 0-2 now to O'Mara. And there's strike 3 called. Another good hard fastball from Colin Bakken, his 6th strikeout of the afternoon. So for South Windsor here in the 6th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th inning. South Windsor still leading it by the score of 1-0.
We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Well, leading it off in the bottom of the 6th inning for Waterford, Tyler Yeomans took strike 1. Still on the mound for South Windsor is Tyler Serra. And there's the 0-1, swing and a miss. Is that time. Yeomanis had his right foot spin out of the batter's box. Got some activity now in the Waterford bullpen. Looks like one of the players who was on the field is warming up. As you see the dirty pants. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was a curve, and it was way outside. And that one, Yomenis just chased way out there. That's the third strikeout of the day for Sarah. Nick Perazzi steps in, fly to right and struck out. So the number of outs are starting to reduce for Waterford. There's a line drive sliced down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit. And rounding first and holding up there is Nick Perazzi. So Perazzi sliced that one right down the right field line for a base hit. That is the 6th hit of the day for Waterford. I only have it as 4 hits. I don't know. So the scoreboard says 6. And here's the Colin Bakken steps in now, the pitcher. His time is called. Colin is walked and popped to the catcher. And here's the pitch, and that one just misses outside, so it's 1-0. And here's the 1-0. There's a ground ball down the third baseline. A diving attempt by the third baseman doesn't get there. The runner's heading for third base, and here's the throw to third, not in time. And the runner that hit it goes all the way to second base. So Perazzi now is at third. Oh, he's out. Wow. Wow. He's out at third base. He must have missed or overslid the base. Wow. So score that one a 7-5 out in a big break for South Windsor. And looks like that's going to be all for Tyler Serras. We're going to have a new pitcher. Well, we thought was going to have a new pitcher. He's calling everybody out to the mound as the pitching coach, and maybe not. As now there's only a runner on second. Now there's 2 outs. Even more importantly, they're not going to take the pitcher out. They just wanted to talk it over, but a big base running mistake by the Waterford base runner. Instead of having 1 out, runners at second and third, now they got 2 outs. And the runner on first as Matt Driscoll steps in. He walked twice this afternoon. As Tyler Serra now can escape this, and there's the ball inside. If he gets this batter out, he'll escape it without any damage. And there's a pitch outside. So it's ball 2. As Sarah steps back in on the rubber, now he comes set and he kicks and deals way inside, low and in, 3-0. So here we go again with Sarah as he already walked 4 guys, won 3 in 1 inning alone, hit a batter. So he's given up 5 freebies here this afternoon. But more importantly, though, that one's really wild. That goes all the way to the backstop as it ricochets. Now there's runners on first and third. And now, see if they run the runner to get that runner back to second base with 2 outs. And whoever was the relief pitcher down the left field line has now come into the dugout. He's walking towards the dugout. Runners are at first and third, and now there goes out the call by the catcher. As there's 2 outs, runners at the corners. And Bob Silva comes up. Bob hit into a 6-3 double play 2 innings ago. He walked in the 2nd inning. As the left-handed batter steps back in and try to bring his team back in this. And he's a runner on first, only has a short lead. Sarah comes set. And here's the pitch. It's a high fly to deep center. Well, nope, that ball hung up there. I thought that was going. You could hear the crack of the bat, and it ends up being a lot shallower than anything as it ends up being a fly ball. So Sarah escapes damage again. He gets no runs. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base for Waterford, and they've now got 9 runners left on base through 6 full innings. We'll be right back at the top of the 7th inning after this. South Windsor still leads it 3-0.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. SportingNewsCT.com.
Well, South Windsor's going to try to add to their 3-0 lead here in the top of the 7th inning as they have the top of the order. Ben Custer is 0 for 3. We'll try to get on base for the first time this afternoon. Here's the pitch, and it's low. I should say this evening. This game started at 4 o'clock. 7-inning game, so Waterford down to 3 more outs, and they got to get 3 runs. And here's a strike, so it's 1-1. More activity in the South Windsor bullpen down the right field line. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a curveball. There's a grounder to short, and it goes to Rocchetti. Pats his glove, throws it way up in the air over the head. Now it ricochets back, and the runner's at second. He's there. And that's going to be an E6 on the shortstop. That's a little redundant. It's an error by the shortstop, so there's a runner on first now. That's the 4th error of the game for Waterford. And now let's see if South Windsor elects to try to bunt the guy over. Even though the lefty batter up, he'll try to pull it. He's got to try to pull it one way or another. And he does squares the pitch. It's a bunt. It's right back to the mound. Nobody was covering third, so they got to throw it to first. Third baseman had charged on the play, then started running back to third. So a sack bunt 1-4. And South Windsor has a runner on third now. So 2 out of the South Windsor runs were unearned. And now with the leadoff error, Tommy Sands will step in. He's been on base once on an error, fly to left, grounded to second. The infield is all up on the edge of the grass. Here's the first pitch to Sam, and it's outside, ball 1. So all the infielders up on the edge of the grass. They have to cut down that runner at the plate. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. And you know that 100 pitches now by Colin Bach, and I know that Coach Zimmerman likes to run squeezes, but it's a little tougher with a lefty up. Here's the pitch, and there's a strike. And he's got his number 3 hitter at the plate. Bakken comes set. Here's the pitch, 2-1. There's a strike right on the inside part of the plate. Good pitch that time by Bakken. Not much that Sand could do with that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top 7, down 3-0. Bakken comes set. Here's the pitch. Curveball that's chopped up the middle, and it's going to be cut up by the second baseman. The throw to the plate is, they got him. So it's going to be a 4-2 throw. They ran the runner from third on contact, but the contact was not enough. As Sand hits it up the middle, up towards the second baseman, scored that one 4-2, fielder's choice. Sand is now at first, and Custer is erased, and time is called as the coach from Waterford's going out to talk to Bakken, and that's going to be all for Colin Bakken here this afternoon. And we'll have a new pitcher. We'll let you know who he is in just 60 seconds.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Well, they just flip-flopped, and Colin Bakken now is at second base, and the second baseman, Kevin Johnson, has now come in to pitch. And the runner at first base, Tommy Sand, is the responsibility of Bakken. And here's the first pitch is in there for a ball, rather. It's inside, so it's 2-0 now. And so Johnson looks the runner at first. That's Sand. Now he deals inside, ball 3 to Brendan Mabey. Mabey is 2 for 3. Bloop single and an RBI, double and an RBI. And then he got on and scored a run on an error. So he's got 2 RBIs out of the 3 so far. So he'd have to be the hitting star, you'd say. And there's ball 4 upstairs. So the first batter that Kevin Johnson faces, he walks, and time is called, and walking out to the mound now is going to be one of the coaches from Waterford. Let's talk to Johnson. You'd like to be a fly on the wall to that the conference. I just put you in. Just throw it over the plate. As Tyler Serra steps up. He's the pitcher. He walked and doubled. He was thrown out at third his last time when he doubled and got an RBI. And here's the pitch, and it's in there for strike 1. Always makes the coach look good when he walks up, talks to the pitcher, returns, and a strike is thrown. Always looks bad if somebody gets a rocket hit. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Top of 7. South Windsor leads it by 3-0. There's a base hit into left center. That's going to score a run. Rounding second and coming home is Brendan Mabey. And South Windsor has a 4-0 lead. As a second RBI of the day for Tyler Serra, third hit of the day for Serra. And that's going to be the 8th hit of the day for South Windsor hitting, I believe. It's now 4-0. And up comes Mickey Howe with 2 outs. So all this happens with 2 outs. And there's a fly ball to left field. And the left fielder gets it and snags it over his head with 2 hands to end the threat of South Windsor. But they get an insurance run. They get 1 run on only 1 hit. There was an error. They left 1 runner on base. Well, actually, I think it was 2 runners on base, if I'm not mistaken. So at the end of 6.5 innings, the score now is South Windsor 4 and Waterford 0. They'll have to get 4 to tie and 5 to win. See if they can do it after these messages.
Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
Well, Tyler Serra has taken the mound here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Last call for Waterford. They need 4 runs to tie 5 to win. As the activity is going to start in the South Windsor bullpen, they're taking no chances. So far today, Tyler Serra has thrown 91 pitches, given up 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 hit batter. So he has given up 5 freebies so far here today. But the important number for South Windsor, one of them anyway, in addition to the 4 runs, is the fact they've committed no errors. They've got 4 runs on 8 hits, and they've left 7 on. Waterford's got no runs, 5 hits, 4 errors, and they left 9 on so far. And there's first pitch, ball 1. To Ben Rapp, the catcher, who is 1 for 2 with a walk. And here's the pitch, and he tries to bunt it, and it's down the third baseline foul. I'm sorry, that's not Ben Rapp. That's Rocchetti. As Waterford has the top of the order here. So it's 1-1 to Rocchetti. And here comes the pitch. There's the strikes, 1-2. Third baseman now for South Windsor, Cam O'Mara, backs up a couple of steps. He's about even with the bag there. And here's the pitch. Curveball, that one's a check swing. Foul ball on the first baseline. Sarah still on the mound for South Windsor. Rapp still behind the plate. Mickey Howe at first, Tommy Sand at second. It's Short, Hunter, Pasqualini, Cam O'Mara at third. Still out there is Brendan Mabey in left, Ben Custer in center. There's a ground ball at third, and Cam O'Mara gets it, throws it to first for the first out of the inning. And out in right field's Robert Williams. So 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning for should South Windsor go on to win this game. They'll play tomorrow at 4 against West Hartford, and Waterford would be playing against Avon tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Again, that's if South Windsor should win this game. Tyler Serra winds and deals. He was 91 pitches to start the inning. And he throws ball 1. They need base runners badly. And there's a line drive into left field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. And Kevin Johnson's on with a base hit. That's the 6th hit of the day for Waterford. Brings up Alex Petchark, who's doubled, grounded to the pitcher and flied to left. As the activity is stopped in the South Windsor dugout. Down the right field line, rather, in their bullpen. Serra now from the stretch, pretty big lead over at first, although his run means nothing. And there's a fastball up and in for ball 1. You don't want to get picked off down by 4. Because now he shortens the lead. And there's ball 2. And you wonder how much longer Coach Zimmerman's going to go with Serra. Yep, and here's the pitch. Line drive down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. And it looks like they'll hold the runner at second just to be certain. They don't want any other runners thrown out at third. 2 hits in a row. Now for Waterford, they have runners at first and second in 1 out. And up now is Justin Keating. 1 more batter and 1 more base runner, and they'll have the tying run to the plate. Keating is popped to short, singled to left, and flied to right. First pitch fastball is up high, ball 1. So we have a final score from Bill Pomfret Stadium. Cheshire's won that game 1-0 over Trumbull. And we welcome any of the viewers of that game to this game. And there's a fastball in there for a strike. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. South Windsor leads it by a score of 4-0. Waterford has a runner on first and second with 1 out. And their cleanup hitter at the plate. So the 1-1 pitch, low for a ball. 2-1. So in that game from Bill Pomfret Stadium, Trumbull got no runs, 2 hits, and an error. Cheshire 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. 1-0 ball game, that one over there from Bill Pomfret Stadium. So Cheshire moves on to the winners bracket. They'll play Stanford tomorrow. Trumbull will play Greenwich, their own zone nemesis, in the earlier 1 o'clock game, and there's a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Justin Keating. And Sarah looks in for the sign. Johnson at second, Petchark at first. And here's the 2-2 delivery. Curveball, that one goes to the backstop, a wild pitch. And now that's going to be a full count. 2 runners on base really don't mean anything. It's the batter at the plate he has to get. So that's not the tie and run, but it's him who you want. The tie and run somewhere in the dugout. 3-2 pitch now to Keating with 1 out. Here's the wind-up in the pitch. Fastball, it's fouled back into the screen. We'll do it again. Good hard fastball, but that might have been ball 4. And now he says, go ahead. Here's Sarah's 3-2 delivery again. There's a chopper foul into the Waterford. Well, almost snagged by a Waterford player in front of the dugout. Looked like Tyra Yomanis ended up snagging that one as he's in the hole. The on-deck batter and the batter in the hole anxious to get up there and try to tie it for their team. Here's the wind-up in the pitch. There's a high fly into shallow right field, but the second baseman's calling it. And he makes the one-headed catch, and there's going to be a fake. They're not going to chance that one down 4. Scored that one a peak to 4, and we've now got 2 outs in Waterford. What's his pitch count? And that's going to be all for Tyler Serra, as he has to come out by rule. And that's going to be all for Tyler Serra. So I guess he reached the pitch count limit under American Legion Baseball rules. And we're going to have some changes. And we'll let you know who they are after this.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legions.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Well, back here at Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut, and we got the name of the pitcher now. So that's going to be Brendan Mabey, the left fielder, is going to come in and pitch. And because the pitcher, Tyler Serra, has reached the pitch count limitation, Nick Kinsella comes in the game for Cam O'Mara. Nick will play left field. And Tyler Serra, the pitcher, now goes to third base. So I think that's the way they've got it all. But in any event, there's 2 outs. And maybe will now face Tyler Eumanis, who struck out, singled, and flied to right with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Working from the stretch, here's the first pitch. Fastball in there for strike one. And the book is not closed on Sarah yet, but don't know if this is I don't think this is a save situation. He's up by 4. It is? Yep. Oh, that's right. Tyne runs on deck. Okay, so there's 2-1 now. That was a ball. Or 1-1 rather. Check that. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter. There's another curve. There's a bloop out to center field. This should do it. Center fielder Custer comes in and he has it. And that does it as Waterford goes down in defeat to South Windsor by the score of 4-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds to wrap this one up after this.
Commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, South Windsor has won this game by the score of 4-0. And they got 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the seventh. Only 2 of those runs, I believe, were earned, maybe only 1 of them, as Waterford committed 4 errors in the game, 3 of which ended up proving costly. So for the line score, you got South Windsor had 4 runs on a total of 8 hits. They left 7 runners on base. For Waterford, no runs, 7 hits. They committed 4 errors, and they left 11 runners on base. The winning pitcher this afternoon is Tyler Serra, and Brendan Mabey comes in with the gets a save. The losing pitcher is Colin Bakken. He didn't pitch all that badly. He gave up 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hit batters. Kevin Johnson in relief gave up 1 hit, no strikeouts, 1 walk, no hit batters. So Bakken was really hurt by the number of errors that were committed by his team, and he only gave up, I believe, one earned run, if not 2. But in any event, you can't win if you don't score, so Waterford just couldn't put any scoring on the board. For South Windsor, their hitting stars really are the 4 and 5 hitters. Brendan Mabey ended up getting a RBI single in the first inning, an RBI double in the 3rd inning, and scored a run in the 5th inning when he got on an error. Tyler Serra is another one. He got a big single in the 1st inning. Then he got a double and an RBI in the 5th inning and a single and an RBI to get that 4th insurance run there in the top of the 7th. So other than that, for Waterford, Alex Petchark got 2 hits, a double and a single. And there was a walk. Matty Driscoll got 2 walks. And Colin Bakken himself got a walk and a single. And other than that, you had singles here and there. Tyler Yomanis got 1, Nick Perazzi got 1, and so on. So not much there offensively for this Waterford team, and they'll have to come back tomorrow. And they're going to face a very good Avon team who lost today 7-2 to West Hartford. For South Windsor, they're going to go on in the winner's bracket to play at 4 o'clock tomorrow against West Hartford, and that should be a really good game itself. Tyler Serra, the winning pitcher for South Windsor, pitched well. He bent, but he didn't break, and that's an understatement because he gave up 7 hits. He only struck out 3, walked 4, and hit 1, and only the pitch count rule, which the 110 pitch count rule mandated that he come out in the 7th inning. So otherwise, Tyler Serra may have finished up this and made it a complete game. So we'll be back here tomorrow on SportingNewsCT.com with games at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. The 1 o'clock game, as we said again, will be between Avon and Waterford, and the 4 o'clock game between West Hartford and South Windsor. We'll also be broadcasting over from Bill Pomfret Stadium at South Windsor, Bill Pomfret Stadium in Palmer Field at South Windsor on my mind. in their losers bracket and winners bracket games. The Cheshire will play in the winners bracket against Stamford, and the losers bracket is going to be Trumbull against Greenwich. 3 out of those 4 teams from the Southern Division are from Zone 4. So as we make our way towards the Connecticut State Champion, the champion and the runner-up will go to the Northeast Regionals in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. So that'll do it here from Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. The final score, one more time, is South Windsor 4 and Waterford nothing. I'm Steve Riley, and many thanks to our official scorer, Dave Greenleaf, our public address announcer, Paul LaFleur, and thanks to our site director, Chuck Berry, for stopping by to enhance the broadcast this afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.